Here we go. Come on, baby. Whoa. Come on, smash those likes. Hit that subscribe. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, guys, and we're back for a live stream today. Once again, it's 11:05 a.m. on a Monday, August 25th here, first day of the week, and we're already over $400 of smackaroons in the profit, baby. Let's get it. I love today's trading day. It's been a fantastic trading day over in the Crypto Citadel. We got a massive sweep of the lows we took along, and bad boy, we rolled that bad boy up. Let's go, man. And could this be, right? Big question of the day right now is this the low? Is this the low that we've been waiting for to start pushing up a lot higher and have a bigger recovery here? So we're going to be covering this plus some more questions overall in the chat. Like always, you guys know how it is. Appreciate everybody here. Can you send me the Signal channel on Telegram? Yusuf, send me a DM. Send me a DM, Yusuf. Send me a DM here, and I will be able to get you what you need. Let me see. Make sure everybody, you guys are tapping those likes, man. Tap those likes. Big D in the house. What's going on, Big D? Good to see all of you. Good to see you, Alash. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Good to see all of you guys tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's get it. Let's get it. If you guys are new here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe. Stop missing out because Bitcoin is a running, baby. So if we go look at the chart here for Bitcoin, Bitcoin has been in this major downtrend from last night, right? Obviously, you guys already know the Sunday dump. Somebody sold like over $2 billion of Bitcoin all in one clip on a centralized exchange, dumping the price all the way down to 110,500. We had a recovery here towards these like local highs, the weekly open, and we dumped since then, right? We dumped, and we created a downtrend throughout the Asia and London trading session, dumping from 113 back down, right? And we were down here between 111,500, 111,000 to 111,500 to about 110.8. I was telling you guys that, hey, we're going to potentially have a sweep here of this previous week low, and we got that exact sweep here today. It was just a little bit of a touch and go, actually. We just slightly tapped it. We were waiting for it in our exclusive live streams in the Crypto Citadel. We had, obviously, our trading live session this morning, which we do every morning, Monday through Thursday, from 9 a.m. to about 11 a.m., 10:30-ish to 11 a.m. By that time, we've already gotten some trades. We're in, we're out. We took this long right here, and we rode this bad boy all the way up to we're currently on our way to our third TP. You guys check it out right over here. We go look on the Signals channel right here, right? We were talking about potential short and a potential long. This was the long right here that we took, closed out on the second TP, walking away with 397 smackaroons for today. And now we're on our way to our third TP of 112,600. So currently, 112,600 is right around, right around here. Facing a little bit of resistance on the way up there, but overall, fantastic trading day. Was able to take this long from here to right about here. This is our second TP, the August low, closed out with over 397 smackaroons. That's a fantastic day of trading. Ethereum here also trying to follow Bitcoin. Wherever Bitcoin goes, the altcoins will follow right now. So fantastic first trade of the day for Monday today in the Crypto Citadel. The last couple of weeks have been a little slow on trading action, but man, does it feel good to get a nice winning trade here on the first day of the week. So let's jump here into the chat, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's see here. What's the chat going? It says, I appreciate what you're doing every day. I'm checking your videos. Thank you. It's good, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Yeah, there's a lot of good information on the videos for sure, but you know, by the time you see the video, it's usually probably too late for the move. The Crypto Citadel is live, up to date every single day. What is happening? We're taking our trading signals live. We're doing our live trading sessions live. Everything is instantaneous, right? In the moment, whether you're working on 9 to 5 or not, right? You can just be listening in the background with a little earplug in your ear, listening to what's happening in the Discord, because it's a live session. You just need to listen and, you know, hear out like, hey, here I'm going long, I'm going short, right? This is what I'm doing. And you can follow along, and along with the trading course, you can start taking it and start learning on your own. What's the next move, homie? Dude, that's what everybody wants to know, right? So Bitcoin right now has had this major recovery, you know, this major bounce. Let's not call it a recovery just yet. We've had this major bounce off the previous week low. We've bounced up. We got above the August low of 111.8. Currently, we're having a little bit of a push back down, a little bit of pullback right now, right? We can stay above. Meanwhile, we stay above this previous week low of 110.5. Bitcoin can continue to recover. Our targets to the upside overall for the rest of this week. Meanwhile, we stay above this previous week low, right? And continues climbing up slowly. Our targets are between 113.8, which is the weekly average that's untapped, to 115. Those are the targets right now for the rest of this week if Bitcoin continues to recover. Now, if Bitcoin dumps, if Bitcoin falls back and loses this previous week low, right? If we lose the previous week low of 110.5, our targets to the downside are 108.75, 108.7 to 105 and lower, right? Big targets to the downside overall. Not saying that we're going to go down to 103, just saying if we lose 110.5, we definitely have a target of 108, and then below that, buckle up, boys, because we could be dropping like it's hot. But right now, we're on our way up. We're having a little bit of a pullback right now, no big deal. Meanwhile, we stay above this previous week low and London low of 110.9. We are golden for the biddies, for the Bitcoins. So Ethereum over here following suit with Bitcoin, right? Got rejected off the weekly open of 47.78 for the Asia trading session. We came all the way down, created a London low around 45.19. Started to recover with Bitcoin as Bitcoin began to recover as well. Got back above the previous week value area high of 45.88. We're currently above the previous week range, still in the previous week range uptrend, right? And meanwhile, we stay here. Meanwhile, we stay above this 45.98. Bitcoin, Ethereum is good to continue running to the upside, right? We have one target, one daily average of 48.12, and then we have the all-time high at 49.57, and then above that is price discovery, right? Once again, for Ethereum made a new all-time high yesterday on Sunday, so Ethereum needs to hold above 45.98 to continue pushing higher. If it doesn't, if it loses 45.98 and we continue dropping into the previous week range, our targets to the downside are 43.05 to 41.79 for Ethereum. So definitely be on a lookout for that if we start to drop below 45.98. Bitcoin here having a little bit of a washout, a little bit of a pullback here, fighting this August low. Hopefully we're flipping this area back into support here. That would be fantastic. Let's see here. Tell us about XRP, bro, please. We'll definitely take a look at XRP here next. Please give information about XLM. We'll take a look at XLM as well. HBAR, XLM, yeah, XRP. Okay, you guys want all the ISO 200s. Okay, cool. No problem. Let's go take a look at XRP. XRP here. XRP came down to the London low. We created the London low right around the value area low of the previous week range, around 291, something that we talked about in the Crypto Citadel last night, which I told you guys I was making an update on XRP. Here it is, right? I was looking for a drop down towards the value area low of 291 if it was lost, right? So right now, we've bounced off that area of 291. We need to get above the weekly VWAP and the weekly average of 297. Start climbing above there. We do have some targets around. Actually, we don't have no targets to the upside. All the targets have been tapped, But you know, getting above 297, we need to get above the quarterly VWAP of $3.02. Then we have the monthly VWAP up at 307, and then the only target that we have that is untapped is a weekly untapped average at 314. But we need to fight through some strong resistance here between the 297 to about 307 area for XRP. On the larger time frame, right? This is the 15 to 1 hour time frame. But on the larger time frames for XRP, if we look at the larger time frames here, zoom out to the daily, right? XRP has created a lower low, just like Bitcoin has. XRP made its high, its local high of 366 back in July. Since then, we dropped all the way down to 275, came back up to 335, created a lower high, another lower high of 330 something, and now we've dropped down, making our new low around 294. We could potentially be making a new lower high here around the 312 area. If that's true, our next big target to the downside, right, is 257 to 252, where the yearly VWAP meets it. And below that, we have the quarterly average. That was massive resistance in a gold pocket between 242 to 233 to the downside. This is in case that Bitcoin does have that overall larger pullback. If we do start to see Bitcoin drop below 110.5, definitely expect these targets to be hit for XRP. XRP is not immune, guys. It is not immune to a pullback from Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pulls back, XRP will pull back along with it. So do not get confused, guys. Okay, here we go. Bitcoin pushing back up above this August low, flipping this area into support, baby. Going back up, climbing for our third TP here. Climbing for our third TP. Let's go. Let's go take a look at Ethereum here. How's Ethereum doing? Ethereum pumping back up, or is Ethereum? What is ETH doing? ETH is hanging on. ETH is hanging on. Let's go take a look at XLM, HBAR, XLM. So XLM here. Oh, jumping out to the daily. Very similar to XRP overall. We all know XLM is like the stepsister to XRP. XLM has made a local high, right, around July timeframe of 51 cents, made another lower high around 46 cents, and now we've made another lower high around 42 cents. And if we continue to drop lower, we want to continue holding this yearly VWAP around 37 cents. If we lose that 37 cent area and start dropping lower for XLM, we do have targets down between 33 cents to about 28 cents to the downside here. Gold pocket, quarterly average of 33, gold pocket down at 28. Definitely don't want to see those levels for XLM. Now, if XLM can break these this downtrend and break this market structure and get above 51 cents, next big target is the November high of 63 cents. Let's check back on Bitcoin. Bitcoin moving, baby. It's moving. Let's get it. Let's go take a look at HBAR. HBAR. Hold on, gotta move some stuff around. So HBAR here, very similar, right? Very similar setup where we're making lower highs. If we lose this low of around 22 cents, definitely expect 18 cents to potentially down. Yeah, 18 cents, which is the anchored VWAP, along with the gold pocket here for HBAR. If we lose 22, look for 18. Now, if we can break market structure here and get above 29 cents, we do have targets between 31 to 33, with the December high being 39 cents. And then above that, HBAR is potentially running for its all-time high of 57 cents to the all-time high. Is HBAR going to hit a new all-time high or run for that all-time high at some point? I don't know, man. It didn't really do it in December, didn't do it in March of 2024. Maybe it's different this time in 2025, but so far it hasn't been able to do it. So I'd definitely be looking for that December high of 39 cents. Thank you for the crowd, baby. Thank you for the crowd. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes and sending in those gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Appreciate all of you guys. I'm making sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Hope you're good, man. Good to see you, Visual. Good to see you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're definitely good, man. Making money in the Crypto Citadel. You know how it is. Just rocking and rolling, doing what the best we can with what we got. So just making sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat here. Bitcoin's next target for today, Eric Small. So right now, right, our next target to the upside is 112,600, 697. We have a gold pocket here. We have a 382 fib as well. We have a lot of levels here. It is also the value area. Let me see here. The value area low of the previous day range, right? Once we start reclaiming that area, overall later this week, I do expect, if this recovery continues, later this week, I do expect Bitcoin to run towards that 113.8 to 115 area for Bitcoin, which is what we were covering about, which is what we were talking about in the Crypto Citadel, which is why we took the long earlier this morning in the Crypto Citadel from this previous week low. And I closed my first trade already at the August low, and I already walked away with 397 macaroons. Let's see here. Spell token, please. I don't know anything about spell token. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Appreciate all of you guys tapping those likes, sending in those gifts. Appreciate everybody chatting in the chat box. Targets for ONDO. Let's go take a look at ONDO. Let's go take a look at good old ONDO. ONDO. So ONDO, jumping out here on the, oh, this is Binance. What am I doing? Here we go. Coinbase. Okay, so ONDO overall, same thing, very similar. A lot of altcoins are doing the same thing. They made a high in July, right? They made a lower high in August, and halfway through August. Now they made another lower high in the later part of August. We're currently sitting around 93 cents. If we lose 89 cents, look for 81 as a gold pocket target to the downside. We definitely don't want to be heading lower than 81 cents. If not, we could be dropping significantly. But meanwhile, we hold above 89 cents to 81 cents. Our targets to the upside remain the same. We need to get above this yearly VWAP of 103, start to actually hold it, right? Getting above $1 and holding above $1 has been ONDO's biggest struggle so far this year. Just multiple times we've hit it and we've gotten above it, but we can't sustain it for long periods of time. So sustaining and holding above $1, right? $1.06 or whatever. Our targets to the upside are 122 to 132. Then above that, we got 151 to 161 with a gold pocket. And our final target to the upside for ONDO is 171 before running for obviously the all-time highs of 214 and then just price discovery after that. So those are the targets for ONDO here as we continue to hold up for the next altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 58.32% right now, a little higher than what it was yesterday, but nonetheless still a lot lower than what it was a few months ago. A few months ago, we were sitting up at 65, 66%. Bitcoin dominance dropping below 60% is really leading the way for all coins to really start recovering. Interest rate cuts are potentially on deck on September, which could lead to another big move. Have you done Solana yet? No, I have not. I'll go take a look at Solana right now. So Solana is one that we were covering. That we were covering yesterday in the Crypto Citadel. We topped out. We came all the way up to the previous day high, previous week high, overnight during the Asia trading session around 214. Somebody was asking about longing Solana yesterday. I was like, definitely not the time to be longing. Swept that previous week high and previous day high, which leads to a massive reversal. Dropped from 212 all the way down to 194, and now we're currently below the weekly average and below the value area high for the previous week range, which is not good, right? If we continue to fall here, we continue to get rejected off 197. Target to the downside is 193 to as low as potentially a 181 for later this week. Now, if Solana can get back above the $200 mark, targets to the upside are between 206 to that 212 area. Once again, later this week, but we need to start recovering and getting above 200. The more time we spend below 197, the more likely we come down to 181. Bitcoin pushing up to 112.4 on deck. Our third TP for the Crypto Citadel is 112.6. Let's get it, bro. How down ETH can fall? ETH can fall pretty low. There's targets between 43 to 41 if Bitcoin really starts to pull back. Right now, Bitcoin's recovering. Bitcoin's pushing back up higher. So Ethereum is hanging on and doing pretty well. But if Bitcoin does drop below 10.5, ETH could drop to the low 4,000s. Low 4,000s is still something to be looking out for. I Am Visual says, I got wrecked over the weekend. Chase down losses. Oh, man, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, brother. All right. There we go. 112.5. 112.5. Bitcoin's moving. Bitcoin's moving. I can see ETH going down to 10K, then rip. Yeah, definitely possible. Meanwhile, Bitcoin recovers. Meanwhile, Bitcoin continues to push up higher. Ethereum will continue to run for sure. I definitely think Bitcoin's going to hit 112. I mean, Bitcoin's going to hit 150 by the end of the year. So I definitely think Ethereum is going to rip once again. What's your price target for Bitcoin? Yeah, I just said it, 150 by the end of the year. Appreciate everybody jumping in here. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes and hanging out, guys. If you haven't joined the Crypto Citadel, definitely do so. Definitely do so. And join this your last week to get 50% off your first month with the code Citadel. If you want to try it out for your first month, you can get 50% off with the code Citadel when signing up. But this is your last week to get it. Once the month of August is over, that opportunity is gone. When will the best time to buy ETH? Man, the best time to buy ETH was down when it was below 2,000. It spent the majority of 2024 below $2,000, sitting around 1,500, 1,700, 1,800. At those low levels. That was the best time to buy. All of 2024 was a great time to buy Ethereum. So yeah, those were the best times. Now you have to wait for significant pullbacks, right? Hopefully, if we do have a pullback down to $4,000 and that area holds and flips into support, then maybe that could be another possible entry depending on what Bitcoin's doing. But yeah, man, you don't want to be buying ETH at these highs now, but this happens all the time. Nobody wants to buy Ethereum when it was $1,300, when it was $1,400, when it was $2,000. Oh, Ethereum sucks. Oh, Ethereum is over. Ethereum's never going to pump. Guys, it has a spot ETF. It's going to get staking approved at some point on the ETFs. It's literally been the inflows for the ETF for Ethereum have been outperforming Bitcoins for weeks now. For weeks. Just yesterday, on Friday or whatever it was, 200 million inflows into the Ethereum spot ETF. Only about 4 million inflows for Bitcoin. Think about that. And that's been happening day over day, week over week for the last couple of weeks. Major moves to the upside for Ethereum is coming. Is that an old background? It might be. I'm not sure. Any news on MasterCard XRP today? I did see something about that, about Gemini and their credit card so you can earn XRP. Whatever. I don't want to be earning XRP. But, cool. It's not going to do much for the price action, but yeah, that's cool. Possible 200K by the end of the year. Yeah, 200K by the end of the year. Maybe, but it's definitely, a big push from where we are right now. That means we're literally going to be practically almost doubling up, right? We're at a 112, right? But if we round down to about 100K, we came down to 110.5 earlier this morning. So we would have to roughly pump another $90,000 in the next 4 months. That's wild. Is it possible? Yes, anything is possible. I don't ever discount anything. I'm not saying 200K by the end of the year is impossible. I just think the chances of it happening are a lot slimmer right? I think 150 is a lot more realistic by the end of the year, right? Definitely possible. I mean, you saw the big rip that we had on Friday. We went from like 110 or 111 all the way up to 117 in one day, pumping $5,000. Right, we have a few of those days. Last November, we rallied $20,000 in about a week and a half. Right, so major rally for Bitcoin. Can that something like that happen again? Maybe. Obviously, last November was a very big catalyst event. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So it is what it is, right? But 150 is definitely doable. What's the short-term ETH price you see in the coming week? In the coming weeks here for Ethereum, let me get over to my Ethereum chart. Get down to this 15-minute. Come on, where are you? Here we are. So ETH is currently above the weekly average of 45.98. It is within its uptrend, its weekly uptrend overall, which is good. So if we can continue to go to the upside and continue pushing up, our targets are, once we can get above 47.06. If we can get above 47.06 today, would be fantastic. Might not happen, but weekly open is at 47.79. That would be fantastic to get back above. Target to the upside is 48.12. That is untapped, and then above that we have the all-time high and the previous week high, previous day high. So that's going to be a big level at 49.57 this week. But getting above the weekly open of 47.79 would be fantastic for Ethereum this week. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Biddy at 112.5, fighting some resistance. Let's see here. Near protocol prediction. I don't have any predictions or anything like that for Near protocol. I don't even think I have my chart set up for Near. Near has just been one old coin that just really hasn't done too much. Guys, I appreciate everybody here watching, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Please do so and hit that like button if you're watching and you're enjoying. A lot of people that watch the channel are like over 60% of people that watch the channel are not even subscribed. They're not even following. So definitely would appreciate all of you guys hitting those follows and that subscribe so you guys can stay up to date with all my content. I literally posted a video this morning talking about this exact sweep of 110.5. I traded it in the Crypto Citadel with my members in there live early this morning, and we have been able to make fantastic returns just today, which always feels good entering a Monday. So that is definitely great. Appreciate all of you guys tapping in here. Do you think we might go parabolic by the end of the year and carry to 2026? It is possible. Wallace, it is possible that a move into 2026, a rally into 2026 continues. That is definitely possible. A lot of people are discounting that. Everybody's like complete top is coming in this Q4. But I definitely think that these bear market 4-year cycles have changed. They have broken. They are not the same that they used to be before, and people are still sticking to the old mentality of, yeah, we're just going to hit 4-year cycle and then we're going to go straight into bear market territory again. Guys, the level of institutional demand for Bitcoin and Ethereum alone is massive, and it's increasing more and more every day with the more positive crypto regulations that we keep getting, that allows the banking system, that allows the 401ks, that allows all these investment vehicles to get involved with Bitcoin, with cryptocurrency. So the 4-year cycle for me is very likely broken at this point in time. So I do believe an extension into 2026 is possible. A lot of people wouldn't be looking for it. A lot of people won't be expecting it, which would definitely get a lot of people off their game. Could Bitcoin rally to 200K in 2026 by the end of Q1 of 2026? Maybe Q2? Very possible. Very possible. Definitely give you that. The chances of that happening does increase as we continue to rally, towards that 150 and higher by the end of this year. Maybe we do have that big rally into Q1 or Q2. We'll see. We don't know. But yeah, I definitely think it's possible that we, the next crypto cycle, the next Bitcoin halving is in 2028. So everyone's expecting, bearish year, right? Bear market 2026, Then 2027, we still have a little bit of bearish momentum, but it's the year before the halving. So that's when you start recovering a little bit and you start moving up higher. And then by 2028, when the halving happens, that's when you start getting the big move, the big bull market action, right? That's the old way of thinking. I don't think that's going to be a scenario anymore. I think it's higher for longer overall. We are going to have pullbacks, just like we had pullbacks in Q1 of 2025, where Bitcoin pulled back 33% or 36%, whatever it was, from like 109 down to 76. It felt terrible. Altcoins were down 80+%. That is still going to happen. Just, I don't think the Bitcoin moves are going to be as large as they were before in the bear markets, right? Where we had a 50% retracement and higher for Bitcoin bear market. I don't think we're going to see those anymore. I think Q1 of 2025 was a perfect little mini bear market. Altcoins were down 80-90%. Nobody wanted to buy. Everybody thought lower. Bitcoin only dropped 36% or 33%, and then it started to recover. And then boom, since Q2 into ending of throughout the entire Q2, it was just pump city. Right, pump city for the altcoins, pump city for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's made new all-time highs. Bitcoin made another new all-time high in Q3. Made multiple all-time highs in Q3. Like, it's just been pump city this whole entire time since the ending of Q1. And Q1 was pretty much like that mini bear market. I think we're going to see a lot more of those moving into the future, where we have 1 to 2 quarters that are very bearish, that Bitcoin pulls back 30 to 40%, and altcoins get demolished, and then we start to move up again. I don't think we're going to have the year or multi-year bear market winter anymore. Bitcoin, dude, Bitcoin is everything. Everybody that hates on Bitcoin because they obviously missed out on it, they're not buying, they're not a whole coiner. They don't hold a full Bitcoin, and they never will. So a lot of people hate on Bitcoin, and they're just focused on altcoins because that's where the money is for them, which is fine. But just realize, you need to give credit where credit is due. Bitcoin has paved the way for all of these altcoins to exist and to continue existing and to continue pumping. If Bitcoin disappears tomorrow, your altcoins will disappear as well. There is no cryptocurrency market without Bitcoin. So if you know where Bitcoin's going, if you know where the Bitcoin targets are, you will know where the altcoins are going next. That's why when I saw Bitcoin bottoming out around Q1, entering Q2, I was buying heavy amounts into the altcoins, because that's what I knew Bitcoin was going to have. There was a very good chance of a recovery for Bitcoin at that point in time, and start pushing back up higher towards that $84,000 to $89,000 price point. And it did, and altcoins recovered. Nobody wanted to buy altcoins at that time. Then everybody wanted to buy altcoins in May when we were making local highs, which made no sense. So don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Let's see here. What are you talking about? Since you're saying we won't have big dips in the bear market, does that mean lower surges 2029? You mean lower surges to the upside, diminishing returns? I mean, you guys got to realize Bitcoin is becoming a more and more mature asset. You could technically say lower, but honestly, I do believe Bitcoin is going to 10x, right, from where we are right now. What does that mean? That means $1 million coin, right? $1 million Bitcoin by 2030, 2032 is very possible. It's very likely on the table. Well above 500K, I think, is very likely to happen. Even 500K is a 5x from here in the next couple of years, which, oh my gosh, only a 5x? Oh, Crusader, that's garbage. Oh, only a 10x in the next 5-6 years? Oh man, that's not enough. That's not going to make me rich. Guys, think about it. Think about it. The more money flows into Bitcoin, the more money flows into Ethereum. The more money that flows into Ethereum, the more money that will flow to some altcoins. Now, altcoins are going to change. Altcoins are going to change very drastically in the next 5-6 years. I do believe that altcoins that do not have a spot ETF of some kind in the next 5 years will no longer be relevant, will no longer be existent. They will be considered extreme high risk, and they're just not really going to be the big the big market movers. I think the big market movers, the ones that you can hold on to multi-years, dollar cost average, hold on to, that are not going to disappear and go to zero, are going to be the altcoins that get those ETFs. We have millions of coins that exist now, right? And even more with all these meme coins that are being produced. Tens of thousands are being produced every single day. All of that, at some point, the crypto bubble, right? The .com bubble, how it just happened, like it happened in the 90s, will happen for the crypto market, and it will eliminate all those altcoins. They will go to zero. The grand, 95%, 99% will get wiped out, and only a very small percent are going to survive. And those are going to be the altcoins that have those spot ETFs, that have that institutional backing. AERO price prediction, will it surpass all-time high this bull run? I definitely think so. Anybody here interested in cryptocurrency mining, send me a message. Guys, that's a scam. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't send anybody DMs that are posting messages like that in live chats and in comments, guys. That's all fugazi. Aerodrome, if we go take a look at the chart for Aerodrome here, Aerodrome has done very, very well in the last couple of days, right? Came up as high as 160, almost hit our target of 164 to 168, where I was planning on taking some profits. And guess what? Then we had the pullback, and I haven't been able to take profits on it just yet. But overall, we're still climbing. We're still on a very steep uptrend for Aerodrome to the upside. Once we can get above 168, our target is that 237. We have very little volume at all up here. Right? We spent a small amount of time in April of 2024 up here when we made that all-time high, and then we spent a small amount of time in December, once again above that $2 range, that $2 price point. So once we can get above 168, I think we can rapidly have a move to $2 plus for Aerodrome. Quant ideas and speculations. Quant is holding up pretty well. It needs to continue holding that $100 mark. We do not want to see it drop below 100. If we do, we have our last line of support here around $96. It's a quarterly average and the yearly VWAP. If 96 does not hold, we could see potentially a total pullback down to about $70 to $62 for Quant. That means that Bitcoin would have been pulling back drastically as well. And it would be no bueno. Now, if Bitcoin continues to recover, continues to push to the upside, then, we need to ideally break above 124. That's a lot of resistance there. Getting above 124 opens up the gates to 141 to as high as 164. Do you think ETH will go to 31 in September? Oof. Kami. Man, 3,100 for ETH. ETH has been holding up very strong, even with this major pullback, even with the price liquidation event for Bitcoin yesterday. ETH is still at 4,600. Went from 49 to 46, dropped $300. Literally no big deal for ETH. So, I mean, for Ethereum to hit 3,100, Bitcoin must break like 110 and drop down towards that 105 to 103 area and like stay down there for a while. That's the only way I see Ethereum dropping to 3,100. Do you have BitTensor Tau price prediction for this run? BitTensor Tau, Eddie, yeah, I am a long-term holder of BitTensor Tau. I've been holding that for a long time now. I was dollar cost averaging it pretty aggressively when it was down at like 180 back at the end of quarter one, entering quarter two, right around this area here, when it was down below 230. It came down to 150. Was definitely buying a lot around that price point. Targets to the upside for BitTensor Tau still remain 523 to 545, and then we have the yearly pivot at 617. $617. Above that, we're going to be running towards that all-time high of 746, and then price discovery past that. BitTensor Tau has been holding up very strong. It's currently at 341. Very strong AI coin, and it's doing some stuff with subnets as well. So I like this project a lot as an AI narrative play, and I definitely think it can definitely reach that $617 price point. That's where I'm definitely going to be taking some strong profits. I feel like another drop is coming. Zach, yeah, another drop could definitely still happen, right? Another drop can still happen. We can still push up to 115, 117, still make another lower high, right? Currently, Bitcoin is creating lower highs. Because look what happened, guys. If we zoom out here to the 4-hour for Bitcoin, all right, let's ignore some of this stuff on the chart. But overall, we made the high in August 14th of 124.5. Then we made a series of lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, dropping all the way down to 111, right, on Friday of last week before we had the major rally all the way up to 117, breaking market structure for the series of lower highs that we were making all week, right? But then we rolled over, we started pulling back. Hopefully, we were hoping for a lower high, right? Not a lower high, a higher low around this 114, 115 area. But then we had that big liquidation event happen yesterday on Sunday, dropping Bitcoin's price down to 110.5. We made another lower high earlier during the Asia trading session up to 113.6. And then we dropped again towards that low of 110.5. So we are still creating lower highs, and lower lows for Bitcoin. So we can still pump all the way up to 116, 117, get rejected, and continue to go lower. So into September. So that's definitely still a possibility. Don't want to see that possibility play. I want to see us make a new, a higher low here and start breaking above 117. But anything is possible. Historically, Bitcoin is September is a bearish month for Bitcoin, as you guys can see here. Historically, only 4 green Septembers in the last 10 plus years since 2013, right? Which is not bueno, but we shall see. August has also been a very red month historically for Bitcoin, with only 4 green months as well since 2013, and we will see here. We will see if definitely how low we go. We have an average of -3% for September, which is no big deal for Bitcoin overall. So taking profits, do you take just the profit out, or do you sell the whole bag and reinvest later? Dusty, what are you asking about? A trade? Are you asking about like a day trade? Or are you asking about like long-term holds? There's a lot of different strategies, right? So when taking profits on trading, let's start off with trading. Like this morning, right? We longed this low here, the previous week low of 10.5. We longed it. I closed out my trade and took profits at my second TP here of August low, and I walked away with 397 smackaroons. There's different strategies. I could have taken a partial profit and not closed out my entire trade, maybe took out 50%, moved up my stop loss to break even or a little bit higher to cover my fees, and then let the rest of the trade ride for the next couple of days. That's another strategy of taking profits and reducing risk, right? Risk management. Now, when it comes to spot, right, a little different. I have different targets to the upside, which I will take profits at. I will sell certain portions, right, 10%, 15%, 20% of my entire position, because even if you're a spot holder, you're still a trader. You're still making trades, guys. I want people to understand that. A lot of people don't realize that, but you're still a trader, right? You don't have to wait for one price target to sell your entire bag. I designate throughout my chart different targets on the way up, and I will sell 15%, 20%, 30% as we hit those different targets, and I will dollar cost average my profits out. And then I will create a moon bag, which is a certain amount of that asset that I will hold on for very long term to see if it goes to some astronomical crazy price. Like Ethereum is a perfect example. I am going to be taking profits on Ethereum between $6,000 and $8,000. I will create a moon bag at $8,000 where I'm saying I'm not selling anymore until we hit 10K, 12K, and then $20,000, right? And I'm just going to hold that. And if that moon bag comes all the way back down to $2,000 or $1,000, it's okay. I already took my massive amount of profits between 6 to 8, and that's perfectly fine if we drop down to 2,000 again. That other bag is just my long-term bag. I already paid myself. I already took profits, and I'm good. Bro, how does spot even work? Example, I have 1K in one coin. If it goes to 3K, so I'm up 2K now if I sell. So depending on the asset, right? Let's talk about, let's do some easy math with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 100K, right? Let's say you buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at 100K. You have $1,000 invested at 100K price point for Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps to 150. That is a 50% push, right? From 150 to whatever. That's a 50% push or whatever. What does that mean? That means that you just made $500 on your initial $1,000 investment. If you sell at $150,000 Bitcoin, you will extract your 1,000 initial investment plus 500 of profit. If it goes all the way to 200, that is a 100% move. That means that you've doubled your money. It went from 100 to 200. That is a doubling of Bitcoin. That means that if you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at 100K, you have doubled up to $2,000 of profit. You made $1,000 of you got your initial 1,000 investment, and you got $1,000 of profit. Obviously, smaller market cap stuff like Ethereum can make you larger profits quicker. Will Bitcoin drop dramatically? It can. There's definitely a possibility for it to happen in September. There's definitely a possibility that like I said, we pump up to 115 to 117, still make a lower high, and continue our pullback down lower and lower throughout September. If we lose 110.5, definitely looking at 108 to 105 for Bitcoin pullbacks. Let's jump over here, see some other chats. You're doing a great job. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's see here. Okay, so there are different strategies for different scenarios. Thank you. Yeah, Dusty, 100%. There's always different scenarios, always different strategies. That's what the Crypto Citadel is all about. Strategies, game planning, figuring out what to do. If this happens, then this. If this happens, then I'll do this. If this other thing happens, then I'm going to do this. If you don't have a game plan, if you don't have a strategy, when you are investing, when you are trading, you are setting yourself up to get wrecked. You are setting yourself up to miss out on opportunities of taking profits. You're going to be missing out on opportunities of dollar cost averaging or getting new entries into new altcoins or Bitcoin or whatever it is, right? You're going to be missing out because you have no game plan. You are going to be blindly reacting to the fear or the FOMO that is being posted on social media. And you're either going to FOMO in when everybody's like, buy, we're back. Ethereum's at a new all-time high, 5K. That's when you're going to go buy. Because you have no game plan and you're like, oh man, we're going to go higher. Might as well buy a 5K. We're going to go to 8K. Why not? And then we have 3 months of a pullback and it goes from 5K down to 3,100 or whatever. And you're like, man, that sucked. I just bought the top. Because you have no game plan, right? Versus if you do have a game plan, you know when to strategically buy, when to strategically take some profits. When this happens, you do this and you stick to your game plan. And that's how you take profits. That's how you become profitable as a long-term investor. That is how you become profitable as a trader. Long-term holders are also traders. You're just not trading with leverage. But long-term investing is still trading. You need a game plan. You can't just dollar cost average forever. At some point, you will run out of money. At some point, you're going to get tired of buying the highs and you're going to panic sell on a low and you're going to get out of your position in the negative. How do I learn? Join the Crypto Citadel. If you want to learn, I have a full trading course, a 1 hour long trading course explaining for trading strategies, right? We cover a bunch of game plans and a bunch of long-term strategies. We do long-term macro analysis every single month, every single quarter. All right, the month is about to end, so we're about to get some new monthly data here that we're going to be talking about in the Crypto Citadel. Charts are going to be posted about that, and that's how you learn. You learn by being involved in a community that is actually analyzing this data and keeping up to date with what is happening. So if that's what you want to do, if that's who you want to be, right? If you want to take investing seriously, you need to analyze data. You need to stay up to date with what is happening in the market. You can't just blindly react to the panic or the FOMO. Everybody thought the world was going to end on June 22nd. You guys remember what was happening on June 22nd, right? Big things were happening around the world, and people thought that was it. It was the entire top of the market. The market was going to be over. Guess what? Bitcoin's made 2 new all-time highs since then. Nobody in the Crypto Citadel was panicking. I can tell you that. So I don't really understand the trading thing. You say you make 400 in a trade for the day, and then the taxes. Guys, you don't pay taxes instantaneously. That's first of all. So people are very afraid of taking profits because, oh, I don't want to trade because I'm gonna have to pay taxes on it. Guys, taxes are at the end of the year. If you're a full-time day trader, or even if you're not a full-time day trader, if you're day trading on the side, I urge you guys to learn how to incorporate yourself, how to create your own company. And by having your own company as a side hustle, it helps you with your trading and with your tax liabilities, right? It is all about you learning how to use the tax code and learning how to use your own business to reduce your tax liabilities, so that you're still paying taxes, but you're just not getting, you're not paying the maximum amount. You are paying the minimum amount possible because of all your expenses, your business expenses, your software, your this, your that, your all these different things come into account, and they reduce your tax liabilities. So it's all about learning how to do all this stuff. So don't worry too much about taxes. Do you post your trades in the Citadel? Yes, I post daily trade setups, daily updates, long-term macro analysis, daily trade signals. I do a live trading session like I just did this morning. We were live in the Discord, just in there live, and we traded the Bitcoin bottom, right? That sweep of that low down at 40, down at 10.5. We traded that live and got profits and closed our trades and talked about the game plan. Some people wanted to keep it running to 113 to 115. I told them, hey, this is the strategy to use if you're going to be doing that, yada, 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 talking all of that out live. You get my exclusive trading indicator that I've made myself that helps you with my trading strategy. And like I said, my trading course plus the signals, all this stuff, yada, yada. You get all of that. Go knows, you already know, baby. You already know. Appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate everybody having those, smashing those likes. I have open positions 112, one light. Should I close? When should I close and take profit or wait more profit? If you open the long on Bitcoin at 112, Bitcoin is currently sitting at 112.61. Yeah, 112 is definitely not a great entry to go long on Bitcoin. The low was around 110.5. 112 is a pretty high entry point here. Not a very great entry for a long for today. So I don't know if you're going to be able to close in profit. I don't know where your stop loss is at, what your risk management is, how much leverage, how much capital you put into that trade. So you could be underwater for some time. Meanwhile, we hold above, this 110.8 to 110.5 area. There's a very good chance that Bitcoin could hit 113.8 to 115 later this week, but you might have to deal with some underwater position for some time, and it all depends on how tight your stop is and how much leverage you used on that trade, man. So I don't really know what to tell you on that. Are you buying alts this year? No. I bought my alts at the end of Q1. That's when I bought alts, when alts were down 80+%. I'm not buying now. I am not buying now. Now I am on the end game phase, right? I'm looking for Q4 to have a major rally so I can dump the grand majority of my altcoins. I'll leave some for 2026, right? Create moon bags, whatever. But I'm working on my end game. I am working on getting out, right, and taking profits, something that people don't know how to do. People just want to buy forever and never sell because they're always buying tops. I will be joined this winter once I'm laid off. I don't think you should wait till you're laid off to join a group that, I would suggest you join now and take your time on the weekends, take time on your spare time to read the data that we're posting in there, to start going over the trading course and start getting up to date on your dime off, guys. Don't wait till you have no job to then be like, oh, now I'm going to become a trader. My whole life is going to depend on making money trading, because you're going to be very emotional and you're going to make bad emotional decisions and you're going to take bad trades. So don't wait till your entire monthly salary is expected on your trading, because it will take you time to become extremely profitable to that extent that you can cover thousands and thousands of dollars of bills with your trading. Start now. Give me a second here. Oh gosh. I urge you guys to start now. Start slowly when you're still not emotional, on your time off, on overnights, right? When on nights you come home from work, 9 to 5, you take a few breaks, and then later at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you do an hour or so of learning, researching, practicing, charting, and you do that time and time again. You take some days on the weekend. You don't go out to the club. You don't go out to the bar. You got to make sacrifices if you want to get to this point. Well, I work 12 to 14 hours a day, really. Don't have time to really dive in. Well, you're going to have to, you have some days off at some point. That's the time to, do it. I understand. It's hard. Everyone's situation is very different. So I'm not trying to pressure you or anything like that. I'm just saying, I know it's difficult, man. And to make a big change, you're going to have to make some big sacrifices. Rich J, good to see you, brother. Do you have a ONDO price prediction exit strategy? Yeah, I plan on selling at 168. Around that gold pocket, I plan on taking massive profits there and then creating a moonbag for all-time highs and higher. Very similar to Aerodrome 164, 168. Start taking major profits and then letting the rest ride for potential new all-time highs. I'm tired of Ethereum. Man, you should be getting excited. Ethereum is just getting exciting. Ethereum is just getting exciting. Let's see here. ETH sitting at 4,600, man. Just hit a new all-time high of 49.50 something yesterday. How can we be tired of Ethereum? Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes. Appreciate all of you guys hitting that subscribe. I'm going to go eat some lunch, guys. See you guys. Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. Next time, I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. Remember, last week for 50% off, make sure you're using the code Citadel when signing up, because after this month, that discount is gone. I'll see you guys there. See ya.